talk about 5 decluttering hacks that will improve your life. Yeah, have you ever opened your closet and it's just like, damn, there's a lot going on up in there, and you just kind of press your butt like against it and you just close it and you're like, I'm just gonna do this another day, right? So there are actually ways to declutter to simplify the process and actually keep your house clean, and it doesn't take up a lot of time. Yeah. And welcome back to my channel. I'm Margo Staten of begoodtoyourselfbymargo.com, and here I teach working mamas to go from burnt out to less stressed, more organized powerhouses. And today I'm going to be talking about decluttering hacks. Yes, I said it, hacks, as in things that you can do really, really quickly. And as working moms, we love things that don't take up a lot of time because we don't really have a lot of time. So as we all know, a cluttered space equals a cluttered mind. Like, think about how you feel when you walk into like a kitchen, right? Our kitchens probably tend to be the most cluttered spaces that we have in the home. But you walk into your kitchen and like you open your drawers and you're just like, oh my God, there's a lot happening here, right? Same thing, closets, our kids' rooms, our pantries, our bathrooms. There's like clutter everywhere. And if you're like me, I live in the city, so spaces are naturally really small, and closets are almost non-existent. So I used to tend to feel like there's just clutter everywhere and it would suffocate me, right? It would literally feel like I would just get anxiety by looking at it. So a cluttered space equals a cluttered mind, right? So a clean space, an organized space, equals a positive mindset. And that's what we all need as working moms. So clutter is normal, right? I just kind of want to put that out there. Clutter is normal. If you have clutter inside your home, that just means that people live there, right? I mean, we have kids, we have families. So there's going to be a certain level of clutter, right? That's completely normal. It just means lived in. So I don't want you to get the sense that like your house needs to be sterile looking. It just needs to be organized, right? So I'm going to go through specifically 5 hacks. These are things that I do all the time. They work. They don't take up a lot of time. Don't take up a lot of our energy. They're maintained and they're super duper effective. Number 1, most importantly, declutter in small batches. So taking on small tasks several times a week, right? So don't get overwhelmed. Small tasks. So instead of saying, I am going to declutter my entire kitchen, on a Saturday, say Monday, I'm going to declutter this drawer. Tuesday, I'm going to declutter this drawer, right? Again, assess your schedule, see where you have time, but declutter in small batches. Building small habits, and I have a video related to some amazing small habits that you can do throughout the day. Will be right here. I don't know, somewhere. But decluttering in small batches, taking on one task at a time, goes a long way. So for example, I wanted to declutter this snack drawer that I have in my kitchen. It is frequently a hot mess because every time I go to the supermarket, I just kind of shove things in there, and like my daughter knows to go there and get her snacks out, but it always looks like a hot mess, right? And it makes me crazy. So I put it on my to-do list to declutter this drawer. Okay, so here's the drawer, right? Okay, here's 3 minutes later. Yeah, kid you not, it took 3 minutes to declutter this thing. So this is what I mean by decluttering in small batches. Oftentimes too, we look at something and we become overwhelmed because we're just like, I don't have time, or my priorities are not in decluttering because there's always more important things to do. Okay, I decluttered this while cooking breakfast. So I was literally waiting for something to cook on the pan and I decluttered. That's good time management, right? So you're not going out of your way and adding an additional 3 minutes to something, right? But you're actually tackling this while you're in the kitchen doing something else. So this is what I mean by decluttering in small batches. Again, I'm a firm believer in penciling things in. So for example, if I have to, seasonally, I want to declutter my closet. So what that means is take all the winter stuff out and, get ready for spring. Again, I live in the city, so I have to just pack things up and drop them off to my mom's house to store seasonally because I just don't physically have the space. But I will pencil in when I'm going to declutter the closet. So it means clean up the closets, get rid of and donate all the clothes that I don't need, pack up the clothes that are going to be going to my mom's house, as well as replace them with the upcoming season. And I find that it's less stressful and less overwhelming when you do things in small batches. And I promise you, they actually don't take as long as you think they do. Furthermore, another good tip, this is not part of the 5, but get your kids to help. Make it exciting. Like, oh my goodness, you know what? We're going to go through your stuff today. It's going to be so much fun. Put on some music. Like, get them psyched up for it and get them to help. Okay. Number 2, get rid of your all or nothing approach. So many working mamas and, so many of us are either like, I'm either going to clean the entire bathroom, like all the nooks and crannies, and clean every single tile in the shower, and like it's this all or nothing approach. Okay, cleaning a bathroom, detail cleaning a bathroom can take like an hour depending on what kind of bathroom you have. So don't have the all or nothing approach. I think that with decluttering, maintaining things is key and doing things in small increments. So for example, you want to clean the bathroom. Maybe first, start off by wiping down the counter, right? The sink, cleaning the toilet, things that become messier quickly, right? If you have a lot of kids, your bathroom sink, like your countertop, probably has a bunch of stuff on it, right? So, and that is very cluttering. And think about it. You walk into the bathroom and the first thing you see are all of these bottles and toothbrushes and toothpaste. And if you have kids, there's probably toothpaste in various colors, like everywhere. I swear it's like they try to paint with this stuff when we're not around. But tackle things like that, right? It doesn't have to be you literally overhaul and clean the entire bathroom. Clean little things. Clean the countertop. Clean the bathroom. Maybe hang up the towels. Do little things that naturally make the space seem less cluttered. Okay? Number 3, organize. Organize, 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 okay? One of the main contributors to a cluttered space is just bad organizations. I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but we need to learn how to organize better. Taking a bunch of stuff and just kind of throwing them in a closet or throwing them in a drawer, it will always look cluttered. Instead, you can even just go to the dollar store, get a couple of plastic bins. Right? You can go to Home Goods. You can get fancy. Go to Home Goods and get like those pretty wicker baskets. Whatever your budget is, right? And you don't have to do all that. But go to the dollar store, get some bins, organize your crap. Yeah, that's all you have to do. It'll instantly appear less cluttered if you have things organized, right? Even think about your drawers where you keep your spoons, your forks, your knives, right? Going to a place like IKEA and getting one of those tray organizers and just that has a slot for everything, again, instantly makes your drawer looks more organized. It also saves time because you don't have to like rummage through a bunch of silverware to try to find a fork. Just saying. So organize, right? Use bins, use containers. I use mason jars a lot. Create more effective storage and really just stop just shoving things in places. Like I used to do this a lot, but then what ends up happening is like there's a lot of stuff to declutter, and worst off, like I can't find anything. And have you ever had that moment where because you're not organized or you don't know what you have, you'll like once you start cleaning, you'll find that you have like 5 of the same thing, right? And you were just like, oh my goodness, I ran out. And it turns out like you've had it all along. You've had multiple things. So that used to happen to me a lot. And that's what happens when you kind of just shove things in places because it doesn't have order and it doesn't have organization. You forget what you have and you actually end up spending more money on things that you don't need. So again, organization. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you use to kind of organize your home space. Number 4, stop buying a bunch of stuff that you don't need. Okay. Don't be a hoarder. And what I mean by this is most of the time, like we'll go into, I don't know, I'm a lover of Home Goods. So most of the time when we go into a place like Home Goods or we go to IKEA or whatnot, we're just like, oh, and I need this trinket and I need this and I need this bowl and that bowl and this container and that container. And now all of a sudden you have all this crap, right? Beautiful, I shouldn't call it crap, but you have all of these beautiful things, and like, do you need them? Do you really need them? Probably not. And you probably spent more than you wanted to spend on a lot of stuff that was just shiny. Like for me, I love trinkets. Like, and I mean trinkets, like I love all of these like, you know, affirmation plaques and, you know, candles and these little like statues and stuff like that. But like it adds up, and it started to feel like my house was actually being overtaken by like gnomes and inanimate objects, right? So I had to stop. Yeah. So stop buying a bunch of stuff that you don't need, right? Kind of prioritize what you do need, what you don't need. You know, oftentimes it's better to have like one nice thing instead of having 5 other things that'll break every month. But stop buying a bunch of stuff that you don't need. And I think that the best way to also stop doing this is to declutter your space, so you know what you have and what you don't have. Because again, a lot of times, just like I mentioned when I was talking about organizations, a lot of times we think we ran out of something and then we buy it, and when we declutter and organize, we realize we had a bunch of the same thing. So maybe hold on to your receipts so you can return the stuff that you don't need. Okay, number 5, make all this a habit. You know, a lot of these, you know, hacks and sort of self-improvement tactics, they only work if you make it a habit, you know. So this is something that you will have to create to-do lists for. This is something that you'll have to put on your daily agenda. This is something that you will have to make part of your routine. And like with any building habits, it takes time to build a routine. You know, we tend to kind of fall back to our previous routines of, I don't know, like again, you know, closing our closet, you know, out of sight, out of mind, and not decluttering. So be kind to yourself. Understand that when you begin to do this, it's going to take time. In the beginning, it's going to seem a little bit unorganized. That's totally normal. Anytime you take on a new responsibility, a new habit, a new goal, it's a little bit chaotic in the beginning. Work out a system that works for you. And with time, again, your house will not be cluttered anymore because you're tackling things in small batches and you've already created routines around it. So those are my 5 decluttering hacks that will improve your life. If you got value from my video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I release brand new videos every Wednesday. And always remember to be good to yourself.